Did you guys know you have to go to college to be a clown? Yeah, it's called clown college. Now, did you also know that games journalists, this one in particular, must be the dean of the clown college for such an abysmal take? Welcome back to Words of Paradise. I'm your host, Leon Idle, and let's get into this article about this games journalist trying to take down Kick because they are also terrified that it's going to overtake Twitch. Here's why everyone hates Kick streaming. Kick is the latest Twitch competitor, but it's incredibly controversial for a number of reasons. Article written by Ben Sledge, who, let's be honest, should probably change his name to Ben Sludge. But before we actually get into the article, let's take a look at Kick, shall we? Oh yeah, everyone hates Kick streaming. I mean, we got 47,000 people watching XQC. We got about 1,000 almost watching Diaz Baffle. I'm not sure who he is. I've heard of XQC. Apparently, he's some big gambling dude on Twitch. I don't know. Almost 5,500 watching Systems. 33,000 watching Aiden Ross. Hey, it's rough. About 500. These are all recommended. Like I said, I've never watched any of these individuals. I watch Kick for my boy Atreus, my girl Cult Classic Cage, my boy Hypnotic, and occasionally Blaine's Escape Corner, although I usually watch him mostly on YouTube. But the point is, yeah, Kick is not just something that people hate. It's clearly got quite a lot of individuals right now. But let's go through this dumbass article. Live streaming services come and go more often than the tides ebb and flow, lapping at the sandy shores of streamers' daydreams in order to siphon as much money from viewers as possible before rapidly retreating, leaving only muddy estuary sand and abandoned dreams of stardom in their wake. I guarantee you think you're the next Bill Shakespeare. You have 3.5 lines of what is effectively a run-on sentence. I mean, I know it's not really a run-on sentence, but 3.5 lines of just pure description. Bro, you ain't no Stephen King, and this is how you want to talk about live streaming services? What a pretentious opening sentence. Oh my god. Yeah, Ben Sludge for sure. This was all sludge and filler. You could have made like 5 words. Live streaming services come and go. That's simple. Maybe throw in like a quick analogy or whatnot, but this was a lot, my man. You'll know the fates. Also, real quick before I go into that, how are game journalist sites not the same thing? We see game journalism sites come and go like no other. Like it's literally the same thing. You're doing it in an attempt to get rich quick, giving this bogus news. Oh, you'll know the fates of Vine and Mixer already. So why are streamers flocking to Kick when it looks like just another fatty live stream service in a long line of failed Twitch clones? A long line? You gave me one here, Mixer, because I'm pretty sure Vine was not a Twitch competitor. I'm not saying there aren't others, but give me some examples if you're going to be such a fantastic writer. The reasons are numerous, and many of them deplorable. Yes, we're going to let somebody here who is a games journalist, who often gives some of the worst takes in gaming history, talk to us about what is deplorable. Please, Daddy Sludge, lecture us on morals. There are some legitimate reasons that people stream on Kick. Some see it as a new platform and a fresh start, a way of revitalizing a potentially stagnant channel in search of another shot at stardom. The pay is better too, offering a 95-5 split of revenue between streamers and itself, a vast improvement on Twitch's oft-discussed 50-50. And yeah, I will give some credit. He's at least acknowledging there are some good things about Kick. And you know what? My girl Cult Classic Cage has built up an awesome following on Kick because, well, let's be honest, being a free speech platform, it allows more than YouTube allows. And let me tell you, that freedom is fantastic. Your boy's going to get his Kick going here pretty soon, and frankly, it's just going to be to cover Magic the Gathering style stuff, which I don't get to do on my normal channel here on YouTube. I mean, don't get me wrong, I cover it sometimes, but usually from a news standpoint. But I love the gameplay of Magic the Gathering, and I want to cover more gameplay, something I'm passionate about. So a streaming site like Kick seems like a really good place to do it, especially if you don't want to, do anything with Twitch. Some streamers may be fed up with Twitch too, and are looking for any way off the platform. The Amazon-owned live streaming service, I'm so glad he at least mentioned Amazon-owned. I'll give you credit where it's due, Mr. Sludge. Has constantly belittled its streamers and treated them poorly. From the poor rates mentioned above to stringent partner programs and benefits offered to only the top 1% of creators, again, that's fair enough. YouTube often gets dismissed as a video producing site rather than a streaming one, and Facebook suffers from a similar fate of not being deemed a proper host for streamer services, despite the success of many on the platforms. Some people, however, have moved to Kick with worse intentions. I love how you talk about worse intentions, like, that isn't subjective. I'm sure you're going to get into talking about the gambling here. Like, oh no, there's gambling on Kick. You know what? Your boy used to live on the Cherokee Nation. I just want to throw this out here. I used to live on the Cherokee Nation when I was a teenager, and I was not allowed in casinos. I will also tell you, Cherokee Nation's a real boring place without a lot to do, so I was very often sneaking into casinos and gambling. It was quite fun, actually. They just, if you walk in, just act like you know what you're doing. They don't bother carding you or questioning you. They'll card you if you win over $600, so your boy just made sure to cash in if I was ever around the 500 mark. That way they didn't even check my ID. Point is, was that bad? Sure, but this is subjective. You can't just say, oh, gambling bad when you're comparing it to Twitch, which is owned by Amazon, people who are like one of the worst abusers of workers' rights out there, and you're probably one of those, socialists that talks about how bad child labor is and whatnot, so you're going to defend, Twitch owned by Amazon because, oh no, people who are problematic on Twitch move to Kick. I guarantee you that's the route you're going to take. Take streamer Tyler Trainwrecks TV Nickman, who moved to the platform and advocated for it after his gambling streams were banned from Twitch. Bingo! Called it! For potentially influencing young viewers. The streamer, who had been banned multiple times in the past due to sexist comments, claimed he'd been paid as much as $360 million to play slots on stake.com on stream. Oh no, homeboy made sexist comments. That's what this is really going to boil down to. It platforms people you don't like. People who might say words you deem offensive because you've just got such a moral superior attitude. You know what's best for people. You know what people should and shouldn't say, and you're going to take down an entire alternative to Twitch, which is a garbage platform owned by a garbage company, mind you, because you don't like that it platforms people who occasionally say mean things about women or minorities, as if, people can't just decide for themselves what they should and shouldn't hear, what they choose to listen to or not to listen to. Kick has no rules against gambling and was co-founded by Stake.com co-founder Ed Craven, so the cryptocurrency site is likely in the streaming service's good books. In fact, Craven told StreamChat, you know what? Yeah, let's take a look real quick, because XQC, I know that he's a big gambling dude, but I didn't actually see what he was streaming on Kick. Let's hop over, click now. Looks like Rocket League. XQC streaming fucking Rocket League right now. In fact, Craven told Stream Charts the Kick only has 2 rules, no pornography and no hate speech. That sounds pretty good to me. In fact, I could go without the no hate speech line, because what is hate speech? To me, that's a subjective made-up term. What's hate speech to some might not be hate speech to others. But yeah, no pornography? Sure, I think that's a pretty fair rule. Other than that, it's a free speech platform where you people are not bound by the stringent laws of the overbearing oligarchy that is Twitch. The lenient rules have seen Kick become a haven for streamers who are banned on other services. Whether that's right-wing Andrew Tate wannabe Aiden Ross. I don't know who Aiden Ross is, but anytime I see these streamers like Pokimane or whatever throwing a fit about Kick, his name always comes up. And you know what? Again, who cares? If you don't like him, don't watch him. But to say that because his moral compass is different than yours, he doesn't deserve a platform is beyond arrogant. Who has appeared on stream with Craven, streamers wanting to gamble with reckless abandon like Trainwrecks, or those who feel like their sexist rants are being censored on other platforms. It's as wretched a place as the internet can be. Then don't go there, but don't sit here and lie and say that everyone hates Kick streaming when that's obviously not the case. The reason you would say something like that is you're trying to discourage individuals who haven't gone there yet or haven't experienced it to keep from going there. You want to keep people away from this platform because of your own subjective moral values, which is completely bananas. Just come out and say it. Admit that, oh, I don't like these people's beliefs and these people's are on this new site, therefore you shouldn't go there. I would still think that would be an incredibly dumb argument, but at least you were being honest. But leave it to a game journalist like, Ben Sludge here to not understand the shred of honesty. The latest controversial figure to join Kick is Felix XQC Lingenel, however you say this moron's name, who signed a $100 million deal with the site earlier this month. The 2-year deal is notable for surpassing the value of LeBron James' $97 million 2-year deal with Los Angeles Lakers, but will also allow Lingenel more freedom in what he streams. He's also a big gambling streamer when Twitch allowed it. XQC was twice banned from playing in the Overwatch League for making homophobic and racist remarks. Show the remarks. I guarantee you don't show the remarks because, again, what is homophobic or racist to you might not be to the vast majority of folks. Your boy here got no problem with homos, but I do love myself a good homo joke because they're funny. Dave Chappelle is the greatest comedian of all time, who's still alive, rest in peace, Norm Macdonald. And you know what? I guarantee you he ain't homophobic, but everyone calls him homophobic because he dares make fun of the gays. Oh no, if they want to be equal, then it's fine. They should be able to take jokes like everybody. So did he make homophobic remarks? Did he say God hates F words like, the those church people, the Westboro Baptist Church, or did he make some gay jokes? Like, what do you consider a homophobic remark or a racist remark? Now, maybe this dude really did make racist or homophobic remarks. I'm not sure because I'm not familiar with him, but the fact that you don't even put his remarks in here is kind of suspect to me because it makes me think you just want people to agree with you without looking it up. His announcement for signing for Kick reportedly caused 1 million new signups to the flat platform. Good! Get people over there if it gets them away from Twitch. There's a myriad of reasons why everyone hates Kick. Once again, I disagree when you look at these numbers here. Not everybody hates Kick, but go on. The controversial personalities who are the face of the service are just the tip of the iceberg. People who don't like cryptocurrency because of its environmental impact probably won't watch Kick. No one is anti-cryptocurrency because of its environmental impact. You're talking about 0.2% of the population on the internet, maybe. Most people don't even understand what cryptocurrency actually is. But I guarantee you, you ain't willing to throw away your cell phone that was made by literal child slaves in China. Get out of here with your moral superiority bullshit. People who don't support the rehabilitation of streamers who have repeatedly made sexist, racist, transphobic, and everything elsist statements. Such a great writer you are making up words like this. The only one who can make up words and make it work was my boy Dr. Seuss, Theodore Giesel. By the way, probably also not exactly the greatest person, but you know what, if Kick allowed him on there, I'd support him. Will likely be out too. People not interested in gambling streams plastered everywhere out. Who's left? Again, what do you mean gambling streams? Top categories, just chatting, Rocket League, so slots and casinos is number 3, with not even 9,000 viewers, but here you are with just chatting with over 64,000 and Rocket League with almost 48,000. We're talking about gambling ads plastered everywhere. I'm scrolling through the site. I've not seen an ad for gambling yet. Let's keep scrolling. Nope. No gambling ads yet, so what are you talking about? Where's your journalistic integrity here, Mr. Sludge? You absolute piece of work. Is that a community many other people want to be a part of? Apparently so, considering we got, 64,000 people in just chatting right now. Kick has built itself on appealing to a certain brand of streamers and their audiences. These are people who will cry cancel culture when they face repercussions for their actions. And yeah, if you're going to be canceled for something that's bogus or retarded or not true or completely out of context, calling it cancel culture is probably accurate. Now again, I don't know who XQC or Aiden Ross is. I don't know if they were canceled, but the fact is, cancel culture is absolutely real, or at least people do try to cancel other individuals, and at this point, we finally have platforms that are like, enough of it. No, when we get Kick, when we get Rumble, when we get places that are like, we're done with this because we don't like censorship, yeah, they are removing the cancel culture in a way that actually matters, in a very material way where people can still have their voices heard. This is not a service I support. Twitch isn't great. Again, yeah, it's owned by Amazon, so yeah, go ahead. Talk about how Twitch isn't great. It's owned by arguably the most evil corporation on the face of the earth, but just boil it down to not great. But at least it's got some semblance of moderation and ethics. Oh my god. Pat yourself on the back. I'm sure you consider yourself a pacifist, don't you? Look, I'm sure this is just the beginning, guys. Games journalists are going to bend over backwards to badmouth Kick, to keep people from trying to go to Kick, because A, they're suckling at the teat of Twitch and Twitch streamers because they can get revenue by using their names and clicks. They can do the same with Kick. They can talk about how bad Kick is, get those hate clicks, get paid that way, but also, Kick is an upset of the status quo, and the status quo is how these games journalists continued getting paid, just by shoveling out garbage article after garbage article, whether it was political or race baiting or just kowtowed to the masses or kowtowed to what the official narrative is, even if it was so objectively not true. Yes, people are going to try and keep you away from Kick because by demonizing it in ways that are absolutely untrue. The question is, are you going to be smart enough to fall for it or not? Because we all know that if you're watching this channel, you're not going to fall for it. That's why you're here. You're smart. That's why you're Classic Cage's channel. That's why you're Hypnotic's channel, because y'all smart. But those are just my opinions. Let me know yours in the comments below, or let me know on Twitter where you can find me at BoltTheWord. And please just subscribe. I am a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day, not always about video games, about anime, movies, Magic the Gathering, you name it. It's all here in the nerdosphere. And this has been Words of Paradise.